Are you looking for a perfect camera to film your own hunts? What if I told you that there's a camera out there that's available right now today that shoots 4K, it shoots HD, it even might shoot like 8K, right? Really, really high resolution. In addition to that, it shoots every frame rate imaginable, 24 frames per second, 30, 60 for some nice slow motion, even faster. Like sometimes it'll shoot up to 960 frames per second, so you can slow it down for this gorgeous slow motion. And what if I told you that you already had one? Hold on a second. I gotta take this. Yeah, very important. Hello? Yes. Yeah, okay. Yep, I'll let them know. Yep. Yep, goodbye. Hold on, I have to send a very important text now. Remember these? Remember the flip phones, right? It wasn't too long ago that this was like the cutting edge of technology. It was fantastic. It was the best thing going. What more could you ask for, right? Some people watching this video probably don't even remember these. Can you believe that? They don't know what it's like. But I can remember way before this, where this was not available, it was not even a dream of mine growing up to be able to have something this small, this portable, and be able to talk to anybody anywhere and have such good sound quality typically when you're doing it. But looking at this today compared to a more modern cell phone, what do you have, right? These cell phones today blow this out of the water. Nobody watching this realistically, honestly says, I'd rather have this than this, right? Nobody would rather have this than this. And I know there's one guy who's going to comment, he's going to say,
oh, I still have a flip phone. It's fantastic, and I love my flip phone. It's all I need.
Boy, do I hate that.
This is all I need.
There was a time when I said this where I was like, I don't need this, right? But I'm not going back to not using this. Now, this is not my cell phone. This is an old cell phone. This is the S5, I believe, little thing, but it was a revolutionary in its time, and I'm using the S24 to record this now. Some of the features that I talked about are available in the S24, not always available in the older phones like this, and that is the S24 Ultra, so it does have pretty much, I bought it just for that reason, because I do a lot of video stuff, right? So I need the high-end video stuff, the best that it can offer at this time. And I'm very happy with it. The S24 is a really interesting phone. My point in this video is twofold. There's two things. If you're gonna film your own hunts, and I'm gonna talk about that here, you're gonna get something out of this video to film your own hunts. I think filming your own hunts is mandatory. I don't think it's an optional thing. I think in 2024, we should all be filming our hunts in some way so that we have some evidence to look back at, to check our shots, to see if we made a good shot or a bad shot, to know whether we should track right now, go pick up that dead deer, or should we wait a few hours because it was a one lung or a liver shot, that sort of thing. Very important to have that information. The use of a cell phone, you already have one, right? Pretty much everybody watching this has a cell phone, and you can mount that on a little bracket and mount it and stick it next to your tree stand. I've done a camera clamp video. You can buy clamps off of Amazon. I really don't have a good way to take a picture of this, a video of this, but I'm going to try to. But I only have one phone. That shows you how great the cell phone is. I no longer own a separate camera, and I actually just referred to the camera as a phone. Can you believe that? I actually interchanged the two. I only have one phone. The reality is what I meant was I only have one camera. Pretty much, I mean, unless I load this up, this might have had this one did not have a camera in it. Some of them that I had did have a camera in them. But it goes to show you how valuable that is. for years on Death by Bungie, I fought with the DSLR because you're a filmmaker and you're going to have the perfect quality equipment and the highest quality equipment. And DSLRs are great. They do give you a beautiful image, a blown out background, that sort of thing. But the reality is now in 2024, I will take this thing over a DSLR any day of the week. In fact, I sold all of my DSLR equipment 2 years ago, believe it or not. I haven't been using a DSLR on Death by Bungie in about 2 years now. So I've committed 100% to cell phones. Ever since the S22, I just decided I'm not going to do it anymore. The S22 had 4K. This has 4K. Filming in 4K in this day and age, even if you're watching it on your cell phone, there is a noticeable difference in picture quality. And if you look at the DSLRs in 1080p, there was a time just like this little phone here where I was saying,
oh, it's all I need. 1080p is enough, right? It's enough. It's good enough for me. It's all I need.
That's BS, right? The time comes when 4K is just so much better than 1080p. You realize 4K is 4 times HD, right? It's 4 HD pictures, right? That much more resolution, that much more detail. And when you're filming your own hunts and you want to look at a shot and you want to blow it up on the screen, you have the ability to do that with a cell phone. With a DSLR, it has none of that software built into it. It is passé, it is old, and I will never go back to it. I still see people on YouTube filming with DSLRs, and I feel sorry for them almost, like they have not joined the cell phone camera revolution, because once I abandoned that DSLR, I will never go back to it, right? Everything's, fading in and out of focus and pumping because it's such a shallow depth of field. Here, with me talking to you, you can still make out the background. You can still see the stuff that's in the background, right? You can tell that there are deer back there. With the DSLR, some of the videos I did, and you can adjust that if you know how to work the camera, you certainly can adjust that. But with a lot of the videos that I did, the background was so blown out, you can't tell that I've got these nice mounts behind me, right? I want to show off Genevieve's taxidermy work, right? Some of that's Genevieve's own work, and I would like to show that off. 4K, just perfect for that, in my opinion. So again, my point with this video, if I can get to my point, is twofold. One is, you've already got this cell phone. There is no excuse for not trying, at least, to film your own hunts. It takes a little extra work, a little extra planning, a little bit extra skill to do that, but do it. My second point is as it relates to crossbows. I keep getting this from time to time, and I understand people's mindset. I really do. But the idea that, well, this is all I need, right? This is all I need. My 320 feet per second crossbow is all I need. I want to challenge you, okay? That's what I want to do. That's kind of what this whole season of Crossbow Appreciation Month has been. Kind of a challenge. Challenging that idea that this is good enough, right? That Bunjie hanging on the wall behind me there is good enough, right? Does it work still? Yes. Does it get the job done? Yes. Is it really allowing me, however, to live up to my potential as a crossbow hunter? And the answer to that is no. It does not allow me to live up to my potential as a crossbow hunter. It sets unnecessary limits on what I can do as a crossbow hunter. With that crossbow, you have the choice of being able to shoot a deer at 20 yards and have it not duck the string very much, or use a heavier arrow where you will get that pass through, but now you're limited to like 15 yards, right? Those are pretty much the options. With a modern crossbow, any crossbow advertising at least trying to shoot 400 feet per second. What do I talk about in my books? You got 30 is the new 20, right? So that has set new limits, but it's doubled those limits. I have 0.7 slugs of momentum with the SWAT X1, with the Enforcer, at 30 yards. That is pass-through power. That is enough energy to give me a choice, a big selection of broadheads, and no deer ducking the string at 30 yards. That's fantastic. That's right where you want to be. Why would you want to limit yourself? The people that are still using old, slow technology, whether it's a flip phone or it is a older, slower crossbow, or an old, slow crossbow like the OB, or an older, slower crossbow like Genevieve's Bunjie Jr., those crossbows, if you're using something in that mix, that's fine. But when you talk to them at length, they all have workarounds, right? We have to make these workarounds. For me, it was the heavier arrows, limiting shots, that sort of thing. For a lot of people, it's aiming low, that kind of thing. When you find yourself having to find workarounds to use your existing equipment to do what you want to do, then you should look at upgrading. I really think the cell phone is the ultimate way to film your own hunts in 2024. I really do believe that. And I think it's only going to go more in that direction. You know, one device does everything you want to do. And, you know, the funny thing is, I don't even have a backup. Like if something happens to my cell phone, I'm out of luck, right? But if something happens to my cell phone, that thing's never not on me. So like it's next to me all the time. So I really don't feel like somebody's going to steal my cell phone. Every once in a while, like hear somebody's like, yeah, I was in the house and my cell phone was in the car and somebody stole my cell phone out of my car. Why in the world is your cell phone in the car when you're in the house? I don't know how that happens, but everybody's different. I'm just throwing that out there. I got to go to work. So I hope you have enjoyed this Crossbow Appreciation Month video. Get your cell phone out, start filming your hunts. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about this video and this topic in general. And until next time, all hail Bunjie.